All right, welcome. Thanks for being present. So take a moment to settle into your seated position. Allow your eyes to close as you begin to check in with your body. Gently turn your head side to side, checking in with the neck, as well as the shoulders, the upper back, any part of the body that starts to kind of wake up as you turn your head side to side. And then, after a few times of turning your head from side to side, then reach your chin up and drop it down. So just lifting up as high as is comfortable and dropping down. Again, just moving through your comfortable range of motion. All right, the next time you bring your head up to center, we'll drop the right ear over towards the right shoulder. Pause a moment and then slowly lift the head, dropping the left ear towards the left shoulder. And then just do this a few times, side to side. Try not to force the head down, but just gently encourage it, either left or right, as you sense into all the space between your head and the shoulder that's being stretched. All right, one more time to each side. All right, as you bring your head up to center, we'll shrug the shoulders up, take them back and down. We'll do this a couple of times, shrugging up, back, and down, and then one more time up, back, and down. All right, take the right hand down to the floor, lean into it, take your left hand to your left shoulder, and start with a few circles. Let that left elbow draw a big circle in space. A couple of times in one direction, and a couple of times the opposite way. All right, then sweep your left arm up alongside your head, reaching with the left hand, squeeze and release the fingers, as well as rotate through the wrist a few times each way. All right, with your next inhale, lift up, and exhale the left hand down to the floor, lean into it, take the right hand to the right shoulder, and start to rotate. A couple times in one direction, and a couple of times the opposite way. Right, then sweep the right arm up alongside your head, reaching with the right hand, squeeze and release the fingers, as well as rotate through the wrist a few times each way. All right, with your next in breath, lift up and exhale that right hand down to the floor. All right, so we'll shift on to hands and knees. As you come to hands and knees, just start with your hands underneath your shoulders and we'll bring the knees close together. So, kind of towards the center of the mat. And then lift your left knee up and out to the side and we'll start to rotate. So, left knee draws a big circle. Try to keep the arms straight and the torso relatively still. So, kind of localizing the movement in the left hip and leg. All right, change direction, same leg, opposite way. All right, with your next inhale, reach your left foot back. Exhale, pull the left knee into the chest and round your back. Again, inhale, left leg back. Exhale, knee into the chest. And one more inhale back. And exhale, knee into the chest. So as you take your left leg back this time, cross it over the right leg, drop the toes. Spin your fingers out here as you curve your spine to the right, peeking back at the left foot. And just sensing all the way up the left side of the body. All right, as you bring your torso back to neutral, pick that left leg up, swing it all the way out to the left side so it's directly out from your hip, and then walk your hands in, lifting up. We'll take the left hand to rest on the left leg and sweep the right arm up alongside the head. Reaching with the right hand, gently tuck the tailbone, draw the belly in. A couple of deep breaths here as you side bend to your left. All right, as you next inhale, lift up. Exhale, release the hand. Take both hands to the floor and then bring that left leg back. All right, we'll tuck our toes under, lift the knees, send the hips up into the air as we come into downward facing dog. Start to lift and lower the heels a few times, checking in with the backs of the legs. Sensing into the arms, shoulders, and hands as well as you spread your fingers wide. Really use your entire hand to support. All right, release down to your knees. Take them back together. This time, right side, right knee, lifting up and out to the side. Begin to rotate. Couple of times in one direction. Remember, keep the arms straight and torso relatively still. All right, and then change directions. Same leg, opposite way. All right, next time you inhale, reach the right foot back. Exhale the right knee into the chest and round the back. Again, inhale, right leg back. Exhale, knee into the chest. One more inhale back. And exhale, knee into the chest. And so as you reach that right leg back this time, cross it over the left leg, drop the toes, spin the fingers out, and then curve the spine to the left, peeking back at your right foot. Sensing all the way up the right side of the body, from the foot to the hip to the shoulder. All right, as you bring your torso back to neutral, pick that right leg up, swing it out to the right side, drop the foot, walk your hands in, lifting up. Once again, side bending, so take the right hand to rest on the right leg. Sweep the left arm up alongside your head. Gently tuck the tailbone, engaging the abdominal muscles to provide support. Couple of deep breaths. All right, with your next inhale, lift up. And exhale the hands to the floor. Take the right leg back. And then come all the way forward and down onto the front of your body. As you come onto your front, walk your arms forward. Take your elbows underneath your shoulders. Begin to gently press down into your forearms as you reach your heart forward. Reach back through your toes. Begin to create a little bit of a stretch across the belly as you engage the back muscles. A little bit of a passive contraction or a passive compression of the low back as well. 2 more rounds of breath. All right, and then lower the heart down to the floor. Press yourself back up onto hands and knees. All right, tuck your toes. Once again, lift up into downward facing dog. All right, this time, take a breath in and rock forward into plank pose, taking your shoulders over your wrists, lengthening from head to feet. Exhale, shift back into downward facing dog. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, rock forward, shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, shift back. All right, last one. Breathing in, come forward. And breathing out, shift back. All right, release down to your knees, untuck your toes, sit back towards your feet. We'll briefly pause in child's pose. Give the hands a little bit of a break. Let the back round over or between the thighs as you soften and take 3 rounds of breath. All right, after your third breath, come back up onto hands and knees. Take the knees back together. This time we'll reach the left leg straight back. Lift it about the same height as your torso. Bend your knee so that your left foot is kind of pointing up towards the ceiling. And then take your attention to the back of that left leg, so the hip and the hamstring area in particular. And then engage that area to gently kick the ceiling. So a couple of kicks up toward the ceiling with that left foot. Let's repeat that a few times. All right, let the leg straighten out again. Keep reaching back through your left leg. Take your right arm forward. All right, now we'll take this same right arm out to the side. And then take your right hand to your low back. Maybe it'll scoot up to the middle back. See what the shoulder can allow. And then back out to the side. And forward. Rotate the shoulder so the thumb points up. And then take your hand to the floor. Step your left foot forward to your left hand. Widen the lunge, so scoot your right knee back a little bit so you have enough space between your two legs to create a stretch in your right hip and thigh. So hips are dropping down toward the floor. Left hand comes up to your left knee or thigh as you start to gently twist toward your left leg. Take a couple of deep breaths. All right, one more cycle of breath. All right, take that left hand to the floor, shift the hips back. Left leg goes back. Once again, tuck the toes, lift up into downward dog. All right, once again, inhale forward into plank, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, shift back, downward dog. All right, 2 more times. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, shift back. All right, last one, breathing in. And breathing out. Again, release down to your knees, untuck your toes, sit back towards your feet. We'll pause in child's pose for another 3 deep breaths. All right, last breath. All right, and then gradually come back up onto hands and knees. We'll take the knees back together. This time, right leg reaches back in space. Lift it up about the same height as your torso, but then bend your knee so that your right foot is facing up toward the ceiling. Take your attention to your right hip and the back of your leg as they contract so that you can kick the ceiling. Several times, just kick the right foot up. Feel the right leg and hip contract. All right, and then we'll straighten that right leg out. Keep it still at hip height. And then we'll take the left arm forward. So right leg and left arm. Now take the left arm out to the side. And then left hand towards your low back. Maybe it'll scoot up to the middle back. See what the shoulder allows for. And then back out to the side. And forward, rotate the shoulder so your thumb points up. And then take your left hand down to the floor. Now we'll step the right foot forward to the right hand. Stepping wide, scoot your left knee back a little bit. So you've got a long lunge here. Hips are dropping down and forward. Right hand comes to right knee. Slightly twist to the right. Take several cycles of breath here. All right, one more round of breath. All right, then right hand comes to the floor, shift the hips back. Right leg goes back. One more time, tuck your toes, lift up into downward facing dog. Now this time from downward dog, just walk your hands and feet toward each other. Shift all the weight back toward your feet as you fold over your thighs. Now, if you have any low back discomfort when you're folding forward, bend your knees enough so that your torso can lay on your thighs for support. Release the weight of your head, gently shake it yes and no. Really let the head be heavy. All right, and then on your next inhalation, slowly rise all the way up to stand and walk your hands up the fronts of your legs, rising to stand, and then sweep the arms out and up. Join the palms above the head and then bring them down to your heart. All right, step your left foot forward. Step the right foot back so your right toes are turning out just a little bit, but your left toes are pointed forward. And then we'll take the arms forward, so let the palms still be together, reaching forward. Take a deep breath in. Exhale as you twist to the left and send your left arm out and back. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale the arms together. Exhale and twist. All right, one more, breathing in. And breathing out. All right, turn both palms up. Inhale, reach up. Turn your torso over to the right and exhale, lower your arms down. Turn the torso back to the left. Inhale, lift the arms. Turning to the right, exhale, lower the arms down. All right, one more time. Inhale to the left. And exhale to the right. All right, bring the palms together in front of the heart. Shift your weight forward to balance on your left foot. Step the right foot slightly forward of the left foot, but really take most of the weight into that left foot. Now, depending on how steady you feel, you can keep that right foot down and experiment with lifting it up just a little bit. If you're feeling pretty steady, maybe you bring your right thigh parallel to the floor and pause there. Either way, we'll take the arms out to the sides, spread the fingers wide apart, lift the heart, root down through that left foot. If your right foot is consistently off the floor, engage the foot as though you are like walking with the foot. So engage the muscles of your right foot. Of course, if that right foot needs to stay close to the floor, that's also okay. But take as much weight as you can into that left foot. All right, take 3 breaths. All right, right foot comes down to the floor. Give the arms and the body a little shake out. Now this time right foot is forward, step back with your left foot. Left toes turn out just a little bit. Palms together in front of the heart, reach the fingers forward. All right, deep breath in. Exhale, twist to the right. Send your right arm out and back. Again, inhale, arms together. Fill the body up. Exhale, twist to the right. One more like that, breathing in. And breathing out. Turn both palms up. Inhale, reach up. Turn the torso over to the left and exhale, lower your arms down. Twice more. Inhale to the right. Reach the arms up. Turn to the left. Lower the arms down. One more. Inhale to the right. And exhale to the left. All right, bring the palms back together in front of the heart. Shift your weight forward to balance on your right foot. Again, most of the weight in the right foot, very little weight in the left foot. And again, you can experiment with lifting that left foot up a little bit, pause and bring it back down if needed. If you're already feeling very steady here, balancing on one foot, maybe you bring your left thigh parallel to the floor and keep the leg lifted. Either way, reach the arms out to the sides. Spread the fingers wide apart. Lift and open the chest. And take a few breaths. All right, last full breath. All right, release your feet. Release the arms. Give your body a little shake. And then take your feet to hip distance apart. Inhale, squat into chair. Press your hips back. Float your arms up. Exhale, lower just your arms down and back. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up. Straighten the legs, rise to stand. And then exhale, lower the arms. Twice more like that. Inhale, finding your chair. Exhale, release just the arms, down and back. Inhale, reach forward and up, straighten the legs. And exhale, release your arms. One more like that, breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. All right, this time inhale into chair. Exhale, fold over your legs, take your hands to the floor, walk back to one last downward facing dog. All right, and then release down to your knees. Come all the way onto your back. As you come onto your back, hug your knees into your chest. Give them a gentle squeeze, a little rock side to side. Separate the legs, let the ankles rotate. Wiggle and move the toes. Rotate both ways. All right, and then take the legs back together. Let them drop over to the left. And then send your right arm back over to the right. Just coming into a reclined twist. Let the head gently sway a few times side to side. So you find the most comfortable spot for your head and neck to rest. And then just breathe. Feel the body melting into the floor. And any props, if you're using any props to support your body. So if this is a pose that you do often, maybe you put a cushion or a block in between your knees for a little support. Maybe you put something underneath your extended arm. Depending on how it feels in your body. All right, we'll take one more round of breath. And then ease your legs back to center. We'll do the other side. Drop the knees over to the right. And send your left arm over to the left. Again, organizing your body in this rotation for comfort. So if you want support underneath your left arm or between or under your knees, feel free to do so with a pillow, blanket, or block. And just take a few easy breaths, letting the body melt into the floor. All right, so after you release your next breath, again, ease the legs back to center. Organize your body for rest here. So you might decide to straighten out your legs. If you have a bolster or pillow, you could put it underneath your knees. You could do as I'm doing and stepping the feet about as wide as the mat and then just dipping the knees in toward each other. Let your hands rest where they're comfy, maybe on your belly, maybe on the floor. And then we'll do a breathing practice to conclude this particular session. So the next time that you breathe into the count of 3. And then hold your breath in for 3 more counts. And then exhale to 6. Again, inhales to 3. Hold for 3. And exhale for 6. Now repeat this breathing cadence at your own speed. All right, after your next 6 count exhale, release the counting of the breath so that it begins to flow in and out of the body without any restriction. And then once you feel ready, slowly roll to one side. Pause there for a breath or two. And then when you feel ready, gradually press yourself back up and into your seated position. And so as you come back to a seat, we'll join our palms in front of the heart, bowing to the light within ourselves as well as each other. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. May we know peace. Thank you again for practicing with me. See you again next time. Bye-bye.